Hey everyone, it's Desiree, and I am here. We are going to kick off, I should say, our Spellbinders week. And we are going to start with the card club kit of the month for February. And this month's theme is Let Your Heart Soar. So as always, let's start with the reveal. Let's see what comes in our kit once yours arrives, or in case you're just curious to know. So you always get your card. I like to call this your inspiration card. It tells you what the kit contents are and then also gives you a project on the other side for more inspiration using mainly the items in the kit, but also others. These is the cardstock that's in the kit for this month, along with always a gold piece of mirror cardstock. You'll always get a roll of double-sided tape and double-sided foam squares. Now, I always have extras at the end, so I like to save those. 10 envelopes, 10 card bases that measure a standard A2 size card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and they are side folding. You get your 6x6 paper pad. Now remember, this is not cardstock, this is paper, and I'm going to say the weight on this is approximately 65-pound weight. So it is perfect for layering when it comes to your cards. Here I'm just doing a quick flip through of what the pattern papers look like. You get 2 of each design. You also got a pack of sequins that kind of flew right by me as I'm going through this. You also will receive in this month's kit these 3D butterfly and moth stickers. You'll get your 3D stickers as well. These are some more puffy stickers. And then you also will get these chipboard frames. So you get them both with black print and also goiled. Wow, I cannot talk today. Oh my God. Gold foil print on the frames as well. Of course, my favorite part of this kit always is the die cuts. I love that packet. There is so much that you can do with that. You get a 4x6 stamp set with some great images. And then, of course, you get some dies. So that beautiful hot air balloon. And 3 of those dies will actually fit for the images and 2 for 1 image and 2 sentiments from the stamp set. So let's get started. One of the things that I really like to do with this kit, I mean, they give you 10 card bases and 10 envelopes, but you can make so many more. For this kit, I do create 10 cards from the one kit because I love to collage, and that's really what I utilize. I utilize those pieces that they give you. Don't get me wrong, I also, I look at the stamp set, and you can definitely create with that. But we have so many videos that, show how to stamp an image and how to color that image. So I kind of look at it, you know what? Kind of already have that. My focus when I receive this kit from Spellbinders, I am inspired by the die cuts. Yes, now you're seeing me here clean my bottle. So yeah, it happens, people. They clog up. It doesn't matter if you have the cap on or not. It clogs up. So yeah, you're just watching that. Sorry. But I am truly inspired by those die cut pieces and collaging them together. Remember, when it comes to kits, whether it's the Spellbinders kit, whether it's the other companies' kits that you receive, everything that you get in that kit is made to coordinate with each other. So it doesn't matter what you group together. It is designed to work together. It's like, and I know I've said this before, it's like the fabric. When I used to quilt, I mean, I still sew, I don't make big quilts anymore because of my one shoulder. I can't move them anymore. But you had that little tiny strip on there with colors of dots. Those were the colors that were sitting in the fabric line, the entire fabric line, because that's how fabrics were designed. They were designed as a line of maybe anywhere from 10 to 20 different prints, and they all went with each other. Even when they didn't look like they did go together. So it's how it was designed. Some people may want to go to the cool side. Some people may want to go to the warm side. And a lot of the fabric collections, that's what they did. They had both of the color hues within them. You can kind of do that here when it comes to these kits as well. Everything will go together. So you can have fun with those die cuts. You can have fun with those puffy stickers. You can put them and mix and match everything. So all of my cardstock, the base piece for all of my card bases was cut to 4 by 5 1/4. This way I will have a frame automatically from my card base going around the outside. So with this piece, I'm using one of those chipboard frames. I used the one with the gold foil, and I pulled out all the floral images from the die cuts, and I am just gluing them around the frame. Now, I didn't prop the frame up. It's already got some dimension to it, and I did use the double-sided tape to put underneath that to make sure that it's secured. To make these flowers pop just a little bit more, I'm using the black and gold die cut pieces just to help them come across. I'm going to take my sentiment and I'm going to straddle that between the frame, between the two sides, and that is our card front. Now I'm going to add just a few of the sequins, and again, these are just regular gold sequins, which is really nice as a stash builder, and they are all the same size. For this card, going to do the same thing. I'm going to use, excuse me, my double-sided tape, put my piece down onto my card base. I always make sure my card base is facing the right way. And because they were paper planes, I took another piece of the pattern paper and just cut it down smaller so that I could put this in the center of clouds. I wanted the 3D sticker, and I am going to add a little bit of glue, even though that is sticky, just above to make it look like it's in the clouds. And then I'm going to put my sentiment straight down coming off of the corner. So again, looking at that sentiment, dreams, flight, paper airplanes, bird, letter, just thinking. Again, I'm going to add some gold sequins, not too many, but just to get them in different locations. And again, always an odd number. And that is that card. So for the next card, I focused in on the bouquets, the floral groupings, whether it was in a mug, a pitcher, or just sitting as a bouquet. I cut down this piece of rainbow watercolor paper using my double-sided tape. And I'm actually grabbing one of my distress inks. Now, I did not grab Vintage Photo. I know, miracles can happen. I'm going to use my finger sponge dauber, and I'm just going to put this color lightly around each of the images. It's not dark, it's not bold. You can see I'm taking a lot of it off of that piece of scrap paper, but I do just want to have that hint going around each of the pieces that I'm collaging together so that they will help to stand out against each other. And again, it could be the lightest amount. It will help. You also don't have to do this. The images will stand on their own. So, you know, keep that in mind. They will do that. I just like to have that more of a pop, especially when I'm putting something as strong as this tag. This tag is going to serve as the sentiment. with the XOXO coming down from the corner. So for this one here, I did pull in another tag with, and I'm going to use the streamers and the balloons. So we're just going to do some layering when it comes to the pattern paper and also the solid paper. So again, all the pattern papers, whether they're going straight onto the standard card base or going onto another piece, have been cut to 4 and 5 1/4. So that yellow's really going to create that frame. I'm using one of the tags and one of the die cuts of the heart streamers. I strung that around the tag. I'm going to use the little girl as the image holding on to the balloons. So we'll get her set off of that corner, and then we're going to start arranging the packages and getting those set. And just making sure I don't have any of the tails coming down from underneath her. I'm going to trim if there's any excess coming off of the card. And then I'm going to have the sentiment on the inside. Why not? Why cover up all that beautiful work that we did? We don't have to do that. I'm going to accent some of the balloons just with a sequin. And for some reason I was having a problem with my wax pencil. I think because I didn't clean it. You should always clean them. Going to again use my double-sided tape for this card, get that down onto my panel. And this was a beautiful green with some gold foiling on it, and it's a floral image. So I just wanted to use those moths and butterflies and have them come through going up this card. And again, just adding a little bit of glue to the sticker to make sure that I have good sticking. I don't want them to move. Sometimes the those stickers, they can, lose their grip. Let's go with that. I added a few double-sided squares, but also some glue to the edges because I did want that sentiment strung in between the two butterflies. So here I have a piece of pattern paper, and I have another piece that I'm going to set down into the bottom corner. And again, these other pieces, I'm really not measuring them. They're going to be like 2.5 by 3.5 or 2 3/4 by 3 3/4. But I did want them a little bit smaller so that I could see that pattern paper in the background, especially if it was a larger size design like this. If it was something with a small print, I wasn't worried about not hiding that hiding that as much, if that makes sense. Just adding some of the puffy hearts around the 3D sticker there, and then also going to add some sequins to some of these flowers. I have a piece of pattern paper, and I cut another one to be just a band that's going to go across this pattern paper. Now, it's not going to be a belly band. I just wanted this to be a band that was going across. So this is going to have kind of like a blue feel when it comes to the pieces of ephemera that I'm collaging with. So once that's set in place, it's got a rainbow feel. I'm going to use the double-sided squares for the sentiment, and just look at the placement of these pieces. So I'm also going to put one double-sided foam squared on the one wing, because the other wing will be sitting up onto the sentiment. I'm going to use these leaves and just place them so that they're fanning out just a little bit. I'm going to have the moths coming out from underneath them at different angles, and then finally the dragonfly. Again, adding some sequins because now I've lost my wax pencil. It has rolled somewhere and just did not want to find it. So now we're going to have fun with some layers between pattern paper, solid cardstock, and the mirror. So I'm using a piece of the white solid cardstock to go on top of a piece of mirror, so that will create the frame. I have two different types of pattern paper that are going to be layered with each other, so that we can get a frame going around that as well. I'm going to prop the mirrored cardstock and the solid on an angle on top of that other piece. There are times where I like things to be 90 degrees, and there's a lot of times where I don't. I do like the quirkiness of that piece being set on an angle. It makes someone's eyes draw to it, along with all of these pieces that I'm collaging together. So it just helps to draw the eye across. I do not worry about solid coverage for my images to be glued down, because to me that also adds dimension. And by having all of these other pieces on top, that's going to help hold these pieces down. But if they curl up a little bit on the ends, I think it's great. Wonderful dimension automatically. You can see we have a lot of layering going on here. I do. I just love to, when you have pattern paper, the beauty of it is you can let it do the work for you. That's the beautiful point of pattern paper and the ability that it has. Whether you use it on top of solid cardstock or you use it on another piece of pattern paper that has a smaller print, it's just great to work with, and it can do a lot for your cards. So I've just pulled a couple pieces of the die cuts. I'm going to prop up the bird cage, and then I'm going to place the bird from the die cuts right on top, making sure I'm staying in that blue rectangle that I've cut from the solid cardstock. I've grabbed my sentiment that says "So Very Thankful," and now I'm going to place that down onto my standard A2 size card base. And I believe that is the last card as we are rolling through. I think these cards, when you do this, make great sets, will make a great gift for anybody, and are perfect for your stash for when you need that card for any occasion. I do hope you enjoyed the 10 cards that I created from the Spellbinders card kit of the month for February. Again, this month's theme, Let Your Heart Soar, is the title for this one. So again, I do hope you enjoyed it, and by always, the links will be down below in the video description to the gallery, the blog, for much more inspiration that you can get, of course, to their shop, and by all means to where all of the club kits are available for subscription, and even their value clubs, where there's always a deal waiting for you. If you have any questions, please make sure you leave those down below as well, and I will make sure I get back to you as soon as I can. I'm getting caught up. Enjoy your day. Smile. Laugh a little bit. We are almost through our challenge. We're coming to the end. Continue to be safe, but most important, because 2021 is the year for me and all my creatives out there. Always be creative, guys. Till next time.